Really. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Where is this banner? There it is. Let's see. We got Goldie is up to. Took some pretty big hits yesterday, Gold. We can see there's a bit of like this massive head and shoulders forming on the daily. So instead of like breaking through this level to head towards like 53.20, it looks like with the dollar strength, gold has been kind of coming down there. Dollar strength is currently affecting gold. We have like a massive support over here on the daily. Stop breaking below. Where is this? Like 50, 80. See price continue to come down potentially. Let's see what the weekly must be a doji. Yeah, weekly candlestick is coming down right now. It's just been kind of held up by that psychological support on the SMA. But yeah, man, like the weekly looks like it's coming down. Goldie is ranging super heavy. It looks like it's gonna have a big breakout, especially in the confluence of this little head and shoulders, and we have this little accumulation going on. We could actually see a pretty big breakout from this levels, and then for price to continue to come down, like fill this range. That would I would be expecting from Goldie into next week, as the dollar strength is still increasing here. You go on the DXY, we will see. Oh wow, look at this. Lee. Look at this, man. That the DXY is already coming up here. It's already breaking above the 100 psychological. Man, what's going on there? This war in the Middle East here is really making the dollar increase in strength. Make America great again, Mr. Trump. But you see this? We're coming up here. Coming up to break above like 104.71. And then, you know, price can go up. Maybe there's going to become that reversal play. So Trump has played the reverse Uno card on the world economy over here. Everybody thinks what he's doing is nonsense, but look at this. The dollar's going up. It's increased, but it's a bit funny because he got to change his mind a lot. At first, he wanted the dollar to come down. He wanted the rates to be cut. He wanted to weaken the dollar like the Japanese yen were weakening the dollar. But now it's like strengthening the dollar. What is going on here? But yeah, I got DXY moving up. That was that 4-hour range we thought we were going to break beyond here to keep moving up bullish. But you see, we just completely rejected the highs. It tried the breakout, but it couldn't sustain the move up. Right now, we're up 0.35% on the daily. Could just be a retracement. Could just be like a top wick that's being formed before we have before we have some pullbacks. It could just be a top wick. About 4 hours ranging right now. We're currently at like some kind of like a 4-hour support area right over here. Pretty strong support. See how the 1 hour is reacting. You see, oh man, the 1 hour is swinging nicely over here. Look at this. Nice little space. Giving a lot of space to move. It looks pretty open for Freaky Friday. It's not ranging or anything. It's actually stretching quite nice. Stretching its legs quite nice over here. Let's see, 1 minute. Nothing on the 1 minute really. Yeah, it's stretching its legs quite nice. We got like this 5-minute resistance. Over here, price trying to break above. Question is, what's the bomber clock direction for Freaky Friday? Where is candles going for Freaky Friday here today? You see, we just tapped into resistance by 1594. 1594 area over here. So we're gonna see some kind of a pullback because it's a key area. Try to break above it once, because if it can get through this zone and a candlestick can, you know, close above this area, then we could see a higher probability that price can move something like this towards that next range, right? Otherwise, what can happen next is it's gonna accumulate right over here, and it's gonna try and break out of it, try and break this zone. If it needs like a few more orders in there. So now it's just a waiting game. See what price is gonna do. See, it's flirting here. We got about 2 minutes for this candle to close bullish. Nice little swings to the upside. Today we have core PCE as well. So we're expecting numbers to come out as neutral for the dollar. So this kind of basically neutral. Nothing too much we're expecting over there. We got JOLTS job openings as well. So those are the only two events that we're gonna look forward to today. But this is good because that's the last kind of a news. What are we? We're already finishing the second week. This is already. Damn, Daniel. This is the second week of March already. Holy. Yeah, we're finishing the second week over here. And that means that we should be through the red folders. Now we're waiting for that FOMC statement on Wednesday. And then they're going to give us like an update of what's going on. Feels like it's been a while since we had the last FOMC. So that's majorly what a lot of traders are going to be anticipating. So London Open here at 4 a.m. Eastern. So we just got a pretty big push for the London Open. This thing tanked here about like 156 pips. Nice little SMA confluence. Possible accumulation right here. Yeah, it looks like it didn't really test too much the high volume area over there. Then it started dipping from here about like 200. Possible entry confirmation. That's how the pre-sessions are doing. Pre-session. And like gold here. Alright, boom, break the low. Nice little 20-30 pip move right over here. Actually, like maybe 16.5. 16.520. Nice little Asia breakout over here. About like 30. The pushes are here. Yeah, so we're definitely seeing a lot more follow-throughs. It's not as crazy as it was before. Like I feel like at some point was this in January? I feel like January was crazy. Yeah, January was an insane month. But since then, with the war and everything, it's been it's giving pushes, but not as crazy as January. I feel like January was just giving free money in January. See, there is still some pushes though, especially here towards this week has been pretty decent regarding those pushes. Oh wait, you gotta see. It's gonna most likely try and set up something here, so it can try a break above. Gonna try set something and then maybe break above 50.97. That's what we're waiting for. That's what we're going to see. How's your trading day going, chat? I'm polished today. Let's actually just go go on the Discord. See what's going on here. Barton already got an update. Nice sell. I really like oil on the 30-minute. Spiked overnight, broke structure on the 30 to the downside. Currently retracing back to 0.38% fibs. And forming potentially head and shoulders. Yeah, oil on the 30. Gonna have a look at oil here too. Yeah, potential head and shoulders. Indeed. Indeed, my friend. Potential head and shoulders. But you know the head and shoulder thing, it's usually like if you're gonna see price, if you're gonna see a confirmation, if you get a confirmation and you see the head and shoulders, it's just a volume indicator. But if you see it without a confirmation, then you know it's just gonna be noise. Nice breakout. Yeah, that's that Asia one I was talking about right now. That was a pretty nice Asia move. Caught here by the dock. That's that Asia move. That was the cleanest. That was the cleanest. Kevja. Got a racing emoji here. It's a little bit of a head and shoulders play. It's breaking lows to come down. W's. What's clocking in the 10,000 steps daily? Good to see, my man. Yeah, as I said, now this is kind of like setting up here so it can break the high. Hey, good morning, Ricardo. Good morning. It's either gonna break the high or the low because there's a lot of selling pressure currently on gold. Overall, you can see how the daily's coming through. Pretty nice range there too. It wants to break the low. Just completely dump. Freaky Friday. Freaky Friday is gonna have a lot of volume as well. I wouldn't be surprised if this thing melt. One minute close below there and then just completely melt down this level. Are you trading today, chat? Who's taking trades for Freaky Friday? Who's trading Freaky Friday? Took 3 already. So many good trades. About 4.5% up today. Oh, nice. Yeah, and this one's trying to come down right now. It's rejecting. It's rejecting. It's rejecting resistance by 50.94 over there. How much did it already peak? So it broke the lows. Like what, 18? But up about 4.5%. Amazing. If you took this trade don't know how you're managing this trade, but you can secure some. That would be like basically like a 1-to-1 right there. Zero trade, couldn't sell, top wick. Nice melt, nice melt, nice melt. Congratulations. If you took the setup over here, still coming on down town to fill this range down towards support. Like 50 pips over here. Very well done. What is the 50.94 level you have marked off there? That was a resistance. That was a resistance. So we basically, what we said was that price was going to accumulate here to try and break through this resistance, but to do that, it has to break the highs. If it doesn't break the highs and it ends up breaking the lows, then, you know, then price is going to come down and fill this range. Because gold, actually, you know, for sells, it's pretty good because it's been selling off quite a lot of late. So let's call this here. We'll say we called this sell over here. That would have been the only other thing. That's how the trade would have looked. XAU USD sells. Called. Pretty nice. And if that's the trade, you know, then that's the trade. That's the trade of the London. I don't think you're going to get a trending market condition. I anticipate this thing to kind of range, and I expect it kind of like range for a bit, maybe up until like pre-NY New York time. What else? Yeah, I think that was it. Was there any other trades during London Open itself? Let's see. Boom, boom, boom. Price came down, pulled up. Nah, there was no other trades. That was literally the first one for the London Open using TFX concepts. And you can see the good thing about, like, I really like the sells ideas. Like, even if you look at yesterday, I don't know if you all caught the sells yesterday on gold, but gold is completely tanking. Gold is completely tanking. We took a trade, we took a sell, and it was a pretty nice sell, made like 3%. And today I kind of like expect the same sort of like bearishness from gold, as the dollar index is also moving up like this. So that's what we're going to be expecting. Someone just tore up the street doing a burnout. They don't care about the fuel. People got like really performance cars. The last thing you want to worry is like fuel. If you buy a supercar, a performance car, they're gonna go through so much fuel. And the funny thing, they're always complaining about fuel, but they still gotta, you know, it's the love of the game, I guess. Check trades on Discord. I think we saw it already. Did you take the sell? What is this? What is this? Quick 100 pips. Entry was a bit late. Wow, man. Nice. Very nice. It just completely melted. Trading the trenches. What is the trade y'all call right here? This is on the 5 minute. So got the same trade idea here too. What is this? What happened over here? What did you do? I don't see any entry confirmation. That entry confirmation came in like earlier. It's about like 50.86. This was the second before London opening. Now it's still gonna fill up this. Remember, we still got that 1 minute, range. Oh, but it's already filled up like a little bit of it, a little chunk of it right there. I think I need to start downloading these images on Discord. Let's see, my friend. This was your second. This was the second before London Open, and the other knife catching on Nas. Yeah, this would have been the like. That's the thing. Like with gold right now, it's kind of like similar to this, right? But obviously this one's a lot more structured. But yeah, this is really nice break over here for price to continue moving down. And I saw SMA confluences too. Break of the low. So yeah, I don't know if you guys are still holding this trade. Who's still holding this trade? Who's still holding this trade? This thing, let's see, on the 5 minute has lots of room to come down. It's just had like one retest. It looks like it just had one retest of the high volume area. That's how the setup would basically look like. Either 16.5 or 20 pip. That high volume area right over here. Still freaking melting. And that was like the first round. That was the first profit taking round. Boom, 16, boom. Then it continues for the next. Always, I don't know why like 16. Usually on gold before used to be like 10 pips, right? That's where we would typically see reactions. Nowadays like 16, 16.5. Then it starts to like kind of pull up again and then kind of do its thing and then move back in that direction. Or at least we could just think about like the first round of profit taking. You know, one round of profit taking and then it goes like continuation. Sometimes to see more profit in the market, you have to be willing to see drawdown to see more profit. And especially in the beginning phases, like when you're just executing on a trade like this, you know, sometimes it just runs though. Sometimes it'll just keep going in your favor. And you can have that retracement and then go in your favor. It's much nicer if it just pushes straight in your favor. It's a lot easier than to trail or like gain a bit of confidence holding, because sometimes just move like this, boom, and it just like pushes. It just pushes strong. Did you shift from 1 minute chart? Did you shift from 5 minute chart to 1 minute chart? Is it because gold is moving more nowadays? Yeah, I mean, I've always been trading the 1 minute chart. The 1 minute chart is the best. Like if you can master the 1 minute chart, master the 1 minute chart. That's like the best time frame because you're gonna get like refined entries. better stop losses. And also gold moves a lot. So on the 5-minute, you're gonna miss a lot of moves. If you wait for a 5-minute close or some kind, but this is actually this is a market fade though. This is a nice TFX confluence too. We got a market fade entry here with the confluence of that rejection by resistance. It's really clean. So basically, we have accumulation, market fade, clean ranges as well on the 5-minute. Very nice. Actually, that's a very nice trade. That's a very clean trade. Lots of confluence that was there. And that was just also like filled up the range here on the 5-minute. You can see like little doji means like indecision. Indecision means accumulating. Then you got resistance, rejected the previous highs, boom, created support, rebroke the lows, and then continue to come down to fill up the range. Look at that. Lots of confluence there. Also, the dollar index is moving up. Gold is currently moving down. You see on the daily and the weekly, we're overall seeing more bearish PA. So leaning more towards bearish favor. I think this pullback to the upside was just a daily top wick. And price should continue to move down today. But you know, if you still took a trade, you must execute. You must take some kind of a profit. You must take some kind of a profit there. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you, Moin. NAS 100 view. NAS 100, let's see. Yeah, NAS 100 right here. Let's go on the daily. And look at this massive accumulation on NQ. Holy. You know, when you see something like this, you get worried on the LTF that it's going to be sharky. Because I can see NQ, man. NQ is already... But let's see how it opens up on the intradays. 4 hours coming down. Nice little range. Like support here. Started breaking. Rejected this highs. See, it started rejecting at these highs. Right over here. And then now it's like filling this range down towards support. So let's see. NQ is on the way down. That's on the 4 hour. The daily time frame is down negative 0.12%. Okay, so it's kind of opened up there on the lower time frames, which is nice. Let's see, 30-minute, we're approaching the lows. Oh, nice little shotgun play on the 15. Right over here. It's so funny, you know, like whenever you're not on the chart, like early or the right time, you always kind of see the move after it's happened. This on the 15 has already played out a move to the upside. You see this? This is all played out a move already. So this is in a profit taking stage. You got accumulation here, broke above, fill up that range. So this is now a point where like maybe price is gonna try and come back down to retest these zones. But it's setting up again. Potential head and shoulders in there too. Yeah, NQ is looking pretty nice. Head and shoulders here. You got this range, break of the lows, and then it'll come down to fill this area. That's my view on NQ. I think to move up, I need a little bit more structure and then start to break above that resistance to kind of look to fill this area. But right now the cells look a little bit cleaner. They look a little nicer, in my opinion. Goldie over here. Goldie pulling back up. Round of profit taking is done. I think that move peaked at around 59, 58 pips. What was that up again? A little bit of an inverted was in there too. You can see left shoulder here, right shoulder with the SMAs coming in. You can see that little push on the 1 minute. As a confirmation, that was the inverted. Come back into the range now. But like it still has a bone to pick with 50.94 over there. May still try and break above it. So when does this happen? This happened 16 minutes into stream. But we usually stream at 4. We usually start at 4, but since 4 there was no setup, so there's no TFX confirmations. That was literally it. So you'd have waited like maybe 1 hour 16 minutes for that confirmation. NQ getting ready as well. Let's see what happens here. I'm not sure what NQ has been doing of late. If it's been moving up or down based off of what's been going on in the Middle East. Freaky Friday, dollar gonna melt today. Freaky Friday. We all love a Freaky Friday. Don't ruin it. You're ruining it. Stop ruining it. Let's see. NQ. Is it gonna break? Is it gonna bleed? What is it gonna do? What is it gonna do? What are you gonna do, NQ? You got some nice range on NQ over there. It's like kind of rejecting the zone. It just gets through these wicks on the 5-minute. Clean range. Traffic, especially since we've already seen the profit taking over here as it filled up the range to the upside. Looks like it's creating like a support to breakthrough. I'm not calling any more trades. I'm just paper trading, chat. I'm just paper trading here at this point. No longer calling anything. We're just kind of monitoring what probability for what could happen next. That's what we do. Yeah, but so far so good. Pretty decent week. Like, at least PA has been respected. We're opening up again here on the PNL. PA is currently being respected. It's kind of like what we always say is that natural flow of your wins and losses, right? It's just like when you're playing blackjack. There's times in blackjack where you're gonna like be losing more, and then there's times where you're gonna kind of like be winning a little bit more, correct? Like there's the same thing like in much of anything else. So you're just gonna recognize those same patterns in your trading. So right now, as soon as we start breaking into like a 3-win streak, I was kind of already anticipating that it's opening up. So we're gonna see how far that opens to. We have 2 more weeks up already, pretty nice over here. We'll see how long this stays open. But so far so good. You can even see just for the trade that we just called out. Like we just called this trade out basically, and it's still paid out. It's still paid out. That would be like a 2% for me scalp. Typically. On average. So that's nice to see, you know. That's nice to see. Keeps you motivated for the next setups when they come around. So you're gonna execute without much hesitation. PNL runners. Much is pretty smooth so far. Yeah, so far pretty good. Yeah, we can see like since the London Open there's been no TFX confirmation. Maybe if you go on the 5-minute and look for other kind of plays like shotguns. No shotgun either. There was only this one. This is a market fade and breakout. It's super clear. You know, I always tell people if you know when you're coming into the market and you know when you're getting out, for example, if you're trading like this long, then it's a lot easier to visualize discipline and patience. And you only kind of got to worry about what's happening here. Alright, you don't have to worry you don't gotta worry about like all this other stuff that happened there previously. Just kind of worry about like what's happening right now. Makes it so much easier to be disciplined, and to see the moves better. Because you see, there's a difference between just swings and confluence. Like these for me just look more like swings. Price is swinging. Then when it hit these highs, especially when it's in a key area like this, you know, things can get quite interesting. Because we had that 5-minute resistance over there, so things get quite interesting. And that's it, man. That's the art of price action. This is the art of PA. Now it is setting up something. It's just moving. We have a support right here. We got a support and we got a resistance above here. And it's broken into a much bigger range at this point. So if you can see, like right here, broken into a much bigger range. So we're going to hold this level. This is going to be 137 pips. I'm going to hold this level here. I'll hold that level. It's going to generate orders, Naruto style, Sharingan. And then it's going to try and move either bullish above that wick. It's going to maybe reattempt to break this high, that resistance. Or we break these lows and, you know, price then starts to come back down again. Like what happened right over here. So you can imagine that being widened up like this. Then maybe we're going to get the same thing. Breaks the lows and then continues trying to melt off. Melt to the downside. Which we don't have in like much clean range unless you're on like the 15. 15's only time frame with a little bit of clean range there to keep pushing down. Downtown. How do you define areas like high volume area? That's just my entry confirmation. That's my entry confirmation. Just watch the stream, you know, just hang around the stream and it's gonna click. Holy. Trade on BE. Will you check dollar? Yes, dollar correlation. Dollar correlation has been checked. We're only gonna use dollar correlation, but let's see. Currency strength meter. Let's see how our Chinese indicator is doing over here. Chinese indicator is saying strong dollar, meaning that gold should be weak right now. We got a fully strong dollar. That means gold should be coming down. That's why I'm saying, like, those cells, for me, just keep looking more and more appetizing. Oh, nice. We got a lot more. Did they change? They've been updating the website. Airstrike hits street in Tehran during pro-regime rally. IDF strikes Hezbollah targets in South and Lebanon. Or is it lit today? You know, we might have news over the weekend again. And look at this, critical signals. Iran says it will not agree to ceasefire. Iran says it will not agree. Smoke rises from Israeli strikes in Tehran. Yeah, we got a lot of activity going on here. Military aircrafts, 143. Just all within this sector right here. Let's see. Afghanistan, Pakistan seem to be chilling right now. But Iran, Middle East, getting loads of notifications from here. I wouldn't be surprised if this is going to be one of those weekends where we get like loads of news. Look at France getting lit as well. France getting dragged into it. Global Tension Index. This is like the VIX. Let's see what the VIX is doing. Where is VIX? There's a volatility index. Yeah, VIX is going up. It's saying like VIX kind of pushing from this level. This, if you could trade VIX, this would be 100%, 100% freaking strategy right here. Like, just keep buying the lows. Keep buying the lows, stop loss below the support levels, and expect VIX to keep coming up over there. So yeah, that's VIX right now. It's volatility index looks like it's on the way up. Let's see. Global tension index says down -7% versus last week. IDF strikes Hezbollah targets south in Lebanon. Not too many people live on here today. We got about like 315 on the site here. If something happens over the weekend, I'll be looking for runners Monday open, see if we can catch some, because most of the time we're seeing these news events happening on over the weekend, and then markets are moving on Monday open. So make sure you're tuned in to markets news. I mean, make sure you're tuned into news. Yeah, we got a Freaky Friday here. This is the lowest I've seen that number on the website. 308. Let's see if we take another trade today. I think so far the plays are all playing out, so maybe we're going to take another trade later. We'll see. This thing is setting up. We're really trying to break that support, because on the 15 it's clean range. It's clean range to come down. Keep pushing on. VIX goes up, S&P 500 goes down. Gold poised for weekly loss on stronger dollar, rising oil prices. Bullion is pressured by stronger dollar, rising oil prices, and uncertainty surrounding Federal Reserve policy. The USD has strengthened due to its safe haven status, particularly rising oil prices benefit the US, which is a net energy exporter. Concerns around mounting over the Fed's approach to rate cuts. Let's see, with higher oil prices raising the possibility of renewed inflation pressures. India gold discounts hit near decade high. Okay, a few importers to India declaring gold as a platinum studded jewelry are customs, even though it contains more than 90% gold. What? They are able to sell this duty-free gold at a sharp discount. Gold imports attract 6% import duty, while platinum studded jewelry can be imported duty-free. Jewelers are not buying as retail demand is very weak, and they are busy closing their accounts for the financial year, said Mumbai-based dealer with a gold importing private bank. Jewelers are not buying as retail demand is very weak. Why? I don't understand. Is gold too expensive? And they are busy closing their accounts for the financial year. That's weird. We're not even through the friggin' first quarter yet. Yeah. We're not even done with the first quarter. What the hell is this? We still got the rate cuts. Rate cuts to look for, unless I'm not understanding something here. But we still got rate cuts to look forward to. Man, Goldie's gonna... I believe Goldie has a lot in it left. Let's see how quickly Trump can wrap up this war. It's causing a lot of turmoil. No pun intended for gold. Meanwhile, in top consumer China, bullion traded at premiums. Alright. The physical demand for gold in China is still very good because of the conflict in the Middle East. People would still like to buy the gold as safe haven. As Chinese central banks are the ones who buy gold most of gold as well. So we just need a lot more institutions involved in gold spot once they're done with that whole reallocation surrounding, you know, oil and the war, and then it can come back into the safe haven over here. Because the more it dips, the more it's creating good PA. The thing the tricky thing is, we're going into a situation that we've been here before. We've actually been here before. I don't know if y'all remember this, but anyway, look at this. We got daily resistance, we got support over here, and we're kind of like just breaking into an overall range now, right? Like taking a step back. It's the same thing that happened like even before this bull run. Remember? So price came here, it broke into like this massive range. And this is also during the time where we had like Ukraine war right over here. The Ukraine and Russian war was escalating, but gold was coming down and people were confused because it's like the same thing with the war in Middle East now. It's escalating, but gold is coming down. Again, people are confused. We're kind of like in that same space. Before, what we got here was the rate cuts. And then the rate cuts came in, Powell came in, and then we broke out, and then price started going on this rally, correct? So I feel like gold is waiting for the same thing to happen again, like clockwork. So we're gonna wait until like September, and then by then I think, you know, we're gonna get the rate decisions, and price is gonna move pretty nice over there towards the end of the year, as it typically does on a year-to-year basis. It's literally clockwork. So yeah, that's what we're gonna wait for. That is what we're going to wait for. You know, like the way the market works, it's not like reinventing the wheel, correct? Like we've always had wars, we've always had the same exact events happening over and over and over and over and over again. So it is, yeah, that's the way I look at it. That's the way I look at it. It's, nothing is being reinvented, nothing new is like really happening. We're gonna have boom and bust cycles, we're gonna have black swan events. You know, this is just the way it is. Every day, all the way down to the lower time frames, we're gonna have breakout trades play out at specific times on a daily basis. It's just a complete repetitive system. It is. The key is just to see that repetition and they be able to benefit, like leverage off of it. You know what I mean? So it's like a lot of people during COVID, they made a shit ton of money during COVID, and you know that's gonna happen again. We're gonna have another COVID situation where it's gonna affect markets and people are gonna take advantage, just like there are right now in this war. But for us, like for me personally, I felt like the cleanest ones are the rates. Those are my go-to rate decisions. A little bit cleaner for me. Rate decisions and sharp movements due to macros that Trump might do on the weekend, because you know Trump's always cooking some. This weekend he might just, you know, he's been saying the war is gonna end pretty soon, but you know, knowing Trump, like this weekend he might just say something like, but we're gonna double down on the war, or something crazy like that, and then the market's gonna open up and then we'll catch it on that Monday and then see what the rest of the week unfolds. But for the most part, the biggest, most obvious ones are gonna be the rate decisions. That's where a lot of people are gonna wait to make majority of their money, I would assume. It gives you a lot of confidence. Nothing like a good rate cut, to be honest, chat. So that's as far as I go in terms of smart money concepts. Evan, why do you switch to NQ? We're just monitoring NQ. We're just looking at it. I didn't like switch to it, but we watch it. Oh, it looks like it broke the highs. Let's see if it created a resistance before breaking. Yeah, it did. It did. It set it up a lot better. So essentially what NQ was meant to do was, this would have been that nice little head and shoulders, right? Break the lows, but it didn't really fully break the lows. It instead accumulated. It accumulated right over here. Oh, actually it did. Let's see how big that break was. Not really. It's like less than a 2-pip break. Really, I'd like to see like a little bit of a bigger break. And then boom, boom, broke the high right over here. Then confirm the move to the upside. So NQ now is in that, it's in that distribution phase as well. Let's see, Goldie as well is trying to break above here. Got resistance by 50.98 right about here. That's a much larger range, because if it can get through that level, then we have clean traffic up towards this next point. It's like 86 pips to 51.06. So that's actually why the market's holding off like this. It's, you know, it's definitely given like one move here. Call out this move. I think this move got faked out. Let's see how big that break was. Yeah, this move got faked out. So that was that liquidity grab below here to attempt to try and break, I guess, now 50.98. Yeah, so Goldie's just waiting. This is what we call gulag. This is the gulag of gold spot now. Now we wait. Volume is gonna come in. It's gonna come out of this area here. One W, one loss today. Could you open an accountability folder for daily steps, or is the lifestyle the right place? Yeah, I think lifestyle should be good. I was thinking about creating a Discord for reaction videos, so you can send some reaction videos in here that we do on the gaming stream. So far, I'm still trying out the gaming streams. It's been fun so far. Been enjoying them. We're gonna try finish Hellblade. I think that's the game I'm gonna focus on for those streams. Yeah, but I think lifestyle should be decent. I lost my streak yesterday, but as long as I can get like a 6 out of 7 days a week, should be enough. What is that, a horse? Oh, bro's got a horse over here. Didn't even see this. Haha, let the horse to water. Nice one. Nice one. The horse drank the water. Awesome. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't force it to drink. Very nice. Awesome, man. Karibu stream, bro. Yeah. Horses. Man, one time I was watching my buddy ride a horse, and he was riding so fast and he fell off. He fell off the horse, and his leg got kind of stuck on the thing that you put your foot on, and he was just getting dragged through the chalk. You know, like the field sometimes has chalk, right? And he was just getting dragged through the chalk. That looked pretty epic. Well, what does it cost to buy a horse? I think a horse is like they can be quite expensive, but I guess like entry level horse, maybe like, you know, 10, 20, $15,000, something like that. I could imagine. You should go to the horse club, where these guys they buy the horses. Then you just watch them play polo. The polo club. It's like 10, 15,000, but yeah, it's quite expensive to maintain. That's the thing. The most expensive to keep it. Buying is the cheap part. The who's of the polo clubs. Yeah, let's just wait for gold. Let's wait for gold to break, start moving. I got a buddy who's so into the corporate world, so whenever we go to polo club, he's always telling me, hey, that's that guy. That's that guy who owns this business. That's the guy who does this. That's the guy who does that. Like, bro, how'd you know all these guys? But you know, he's so into that corporate world lifestyle. And I just couldn't be arsed. I couldn't be bothered. Just came to see some horses. But yeah, that's a life, man. That's a life. Like, you got two options in life. You gotta go the 9 to 5 route, work corporate, know all these corporate people, want to liaise with them, want to talk with them, or you got the entrepreneurial route, where you're just chilling. You don't know anybody. You don't want to know anybody, really. At least for me as a trader, because most of your work is done online, right? Like, you don't really liaise with anybody. You just come onto the charts, 1 or 2 trades a day, call it a day, and go do your hobbies. That's it. But if you work in the corporate world, yeah, it's super important to know these people and try and talk with them and get things done. Super important. So let's see what is gold gonna do here. Commodities, intraday targets, key levels. What are we looking at? Spot gold 51.39. But we're trading at 50.90 right now. So they're looking at targets by 51.39. Let's just say round off 51.40. I'm actually looking for gold to go up today. I want to see gold come down. If it pushes up, it's going to be by like 1.20% by 51.40. But let's see, what could be a daily target? Like, corrects that level. I think it's because of this rejection area over here, because you have loads of wicks. So people are expecting some kind of rejections on gold. But these wicks can sometimes be quite deceiving. This is what we call like a false support. Sometimes PA does this. False kind of support, and then when it starts to move, it's gonna move loads of volume. So that's why we call it Freaky Friday as well, because if gold starts trending whatever direction, that's gonna be bullish or bearish, preferably bearish. We might see some really big moves. And I think of late, gold during the market close hours has been actually having some decent moves. It's been having some decent swings. More during those hours that people don't really trade as much. Like, look at this huge dump over here. This was on Tuesday. Candlestick in the 5-minute just went like about 561 pips. Just completely melted. You got some bull rallies here towards market close. It could be something similar of the sort this weekend if we're anticipating something, you know. You'll see people try and key in their positions, anticipating something to happen over the weekend with Trump and the war. But yeah, this thing's massively accumulating here. It's getting ready. Gold made HL on 1 hour. Let's see. HL on the 1 hour. Oh, a higher low. Yeah, we got these rejections, right? Like really fat rejections. See, it's coming in. Volume is starting to come in. That little accumulation there. Volume starting to come in. We're gonna look to break, potentially like break below the support. It's by like 50.82 and start to pull down. It's nice to see you guys catching still some moves today. I think Friday is like a one and done type of day, right? This is like take one trade, one and done. One and done. Remember, drink more water, chat. Stay nice, stay hydrated. Just in, President Trump tells G7 leaders Iran is about to surrender. That's how it seems. It seems like the war is coming towards a close. I personally want it to end because I want gold. I want gold to fly. The longer the war goes, I think the more gold is going to dip. So we'll just have to change focus into sells. Potential sells, because we can see Goldie's weakening with this whole Shazam that's going on. So yeah, we're gonna be looking for, I guess, sells. SMA 8 SMA on the 15 slowly catching up. Like 30-minute trying to break below. Nice confluence on the 1, the 5. Just a high time frame's got that psychological support on the 50 and the 30. But a good thing when it starts breaking, if it starts breaking like 50.82, it's gonna be below that 8 though. It's gonna be below the 8. SMA on the 15 and 30. The hourly is also not moved yet. You can see still like a bit of a doji. New hourly just opened, got like 54 minutes. Yeah, so it's just waiting. This hasn't had a move yet. Or like each hourly candle can give you a setup. I see a setup coming in possibly sooner over here. And this is why I love naked charts. I really don't like drawing on my charts because that creates a lot of it creates a lot of bias. I remember like when you got like a naked chart like this, man, you can just see a lot more clearly. Yeah, but we got like some potential entries even coming in here. Potential breakouts, earlier breakouts. Because Goldie's gonna go somewhere, right? So eventually this is going to move. And that's what people are looking to catch. Trying to catch the move out of this zone. You know, the thing I like about being kind of like a breakout trader is that we gotta wait for like price to stop. You know, we have to wait for price to cool down. It stops. We can read the PA like a lot clearer and then execute when it tells us it's ready to move. That's what I like about breakout trading. And it's like it's a lot more easier as well to see the moves. At least for me. Because since you're doing it in real time, the problem I had with like other systems was, you know, like other systems, you're going to draw like a zone here and then price is going to come towards that zone, right? But I always found myself like second guessing myself as price started to come here because I know something inside me felt like, you know, the market condition is unique and it may have changed from the time that I drew this level to how it was coming and approaching that zone to trigger me in. So I always find like some kind of like a hesitation. But this way, you just kind of wait. You just kind of wait for price level out, chill. You can see the orders building up. You can see it like getting ready, and then you take it. And then sometimes you get those extra confluences, those liquidity grabs, those rejection wicks, like we had over here by 1594. And you get all those confluences, and then man, it's just nice because it's real time, you know. It's real time. Those are typically sometimes my best trades. Like if prices, let's say, even at some kind of a resistance, and then I can see, okay, you know, prices playing out, and then I see it's been rejecting that area a lot, and then I see it's setting up, then I see like a wick, not necessarily like a crazy wick, but let's say see like a good enough wick and a rejection, like a candlestick body closes like this with a fat, kind of like a fat wick, but still respects the zone, and then the next candlesticks just start to come down heavy like this. Red bearish candles start to break below. They have like some nice range on the left hand side. Those are usually like really nice trades. You see, like with the one that we called out, it didn't give us a liquidity grab. It gave us a rejection. It gave us a confluence of a market fade, but it didn't give us the liquidity grab, that swift liquidity grab that kind of like shows you direction. Yeah, even on NQ, it still took a while to play out. But it did give that liquidity grab right here as confluence, so break of the highs. But the ones I'm talking about like kind of happen a lot faster. Like it's a quick sweep and it's a long sweep. Candlestick body still respect that area. It's a long sweep, and then next candles just quickly move, because it's like a medium-sized range. So the ones I'm talking about like maybe a bit smaller than this. Those are like really sharp moves. So when you execute, there's, I would say, at least from my experience, maybe like 80% plus probability it's going to be a sharp move. And you know we like sharp moves, because when you got like a 16-20 pip stop, a sharp move can easily make a 2% trade, but a 4% trade, a 6% trade easily. So those are really nice to see. But you got to get good at reading, I guess, PA and understanding these things, seeing it happen over and over. Justin, Trump tells UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer he does not need help with Iran. Trump's got this. You should watch the nuclear video that we made yesterday about nuclear warfare. The truth of modern nuclear warfare. We're watching the full extent of which these countries have. But I think nuclear warfare is just never going to be used, right? Because it kind of destroys everything. You can't really use a nuclear bomb. But I still think it can go bigger than the Satan II. Russia's biggest nuclear weapon, the Satan II. It's big, don't get me wrong. It's pretty big. But I think it can go bigger. Nuclear warfare lasts 90 minutes only and it's done. Wow, 90 minutes. 90 minutes? Not... It takes 90 minutes for the thermal radiation to extend fully. Selling at this low is too risky for you. Maybe plays out on the 1 minute, but I don't want to risk getting trapped away for NY. I feel like today's gonna have a pretty big move though. I got a feeling. Like the Black Eyed Peas. That price is gonna come down heavy. I got a feeling. Dun, dun. I see it's ranging a little bit here. We're starting to get a lot more wickage. Yeah, a little bit wiki support resistance. A little bit more wickage, but it's getting ready. It's always kind of tricky when it does it like this, because you never know when it's really gonna come in, because it could come in like literally at any point. Sometimes you get these moves which are like, they're there, but they're not as easy to see. Like, for example, here. And then you only see it in hindsight after the distribution. And you look back at it and you're like, wow, it actually distributed from that area. That's the only tricky part, like the longer it hangs out around these zones. Because I see it's cooking it. It's trying to cook something up here. And the market doesn't have to make it like very clear for you. I think the trader has to decide on the trades that they're going to take. Because sometimes you don't need like a super clean trade. Because you can see that there's a lot of volume and there's a lot of momentum. So you can just bite the bullet. Man, sometimes you need a clean trade. And that's also another variable in trading. It's called risk discretionary. Risk being discretionary is also another variable. That kind of gives like traders their own individual edge, right? Like for some people, it's maybe not be risky, but for others, it's going to be risky. But I see like it's setting up something here. My side, see a distribution kick in. It's already acting like it too. There you go. They're the buyers. You see what I mean? It's acting like it. It's definitely at some form of a key area that is. A Diary of a CEO. Oh, that's a nice podcast. What is this? Minute by minute of what happens if a nuclear bomb hits. And how to survive it. You can actually survive it? You need one of those suits. Need an Iron Man suit. It's sad about death, but that's what's going on in our very sad world now. It's sad about death. Yes. You know, every minute there are more people being born. Every second there are more people being born than dying though. So it's a natural progression of life. Every second there's someone dying and being born. But it's happening more. So we got overpopulation. More people being born than dying. Maybe that's why we need war. Who knows? I don't know. But not a lot of people died in this war. I think there were like 7 American casualties from the military. Civilian casualties probably a lot more than that though. Yin and yang. In it, mate. Yin and yang. You know, like in, I think in Ismaili culture, if somebody dies today, they're buried tomorrow. In African culture, if somebody dies today, they're gonna be mourned for like a longer time, like 7, I think like a whole week or something. It's like people perceive death quite differently. So enjoy your time. Don't take life too seriously. You know? You're not gonna make it out alive anyway. Unless like you're the Egyptians and you're gonna bury yourself with a Lamborghini. Like the Egyptians buried their leaders with gold. So they buried the leaders with gold so they can pay their way into heaven. I don't know if God really wants a Lamborghini though. So how you think about the news later? You see, this is that distribution though. That's what I was saying. It's cooking. It was cooking up here. That's what I mean. Like sometimes it can be kind of tricky, but that's why we mentioned like there are going to be market participants already looking to get in here. Now it's looking at the next level, which is it broke the high here by our initial high, which is like 50.94-ish. It just pushed about like 20 pips from that point. I think I even extended 50.94 a bit too much, but yeah, the idea was I was going to break this high, but there was another one cooking up here too. TFX concepts. Lock in, chat, lock in. Write a 1 in the chat if you're locked in. Write a 1 in the chat if you know exactly what's going on here right now. Write a 1 in the chat. This is going to make the difference between trading as a Netflix and trading as a I actually want to learn. So yeah, it's really important. But if you're new on the stream, you know, you just gotta like keep watching. You gotta keep watching. Oh, we got a 2 over here. Yeah, see, if you're new on the stream, then you just gotta keep watching. We are breaking out the fucking gulag. Yes, sir. How you think about news? It's gonna happen news, and it's gonna be where they're expecting it to be neutral on the USD. Avik, any trades today? Yeah, we called out one trade here, which is a sell, and we just spoke about this one. This one here, and then the break above here by 50.94. What difference does it make if you see me execute it or not? We're talking about it. Doesn't make a difference. It's the same thing that I do the whole time. Like even when I'm not streaming, it's the same thing that I'm doing. Doesn't make a difference. How you see is a sell trend now? Right now daily is still like 0.20%, 30%. So it's not really trending. It's anything could happen at this point. Like there's no buyers or sellers in control of the market here on the daily. Took that one at the top. Let's see, let's download the image. Okay, nice. Awesome. Yeah, that was a nice little 20 right there. So you see, that's what I mean. So far, that's what I've been noticing. The cluster is also opening up over here. You see what I mean? Like as it's opening up and I'm just monitoring, I'm like, usually that's typically what would happen. You just get like through these clusters. Into these clusters. So far, I've seen like, okay, so since I came on stream, like 1 win, 1 fake out, 1, 2, 3 wins. This was definitely a setup right here. I think, you know, I think what this one was, I don't even think this one was a break of the high. Wait, let me just get my annotation. I think there's a break of this high. It wasn't even a break of this high. I think what we're looking at is this. And that's what the we're looking at. That looks a little more clean over there. A little bit more compressed. That looks like a bit extended off the zone. So remember chat, the way I trade is very like specific, right? Like this is something that I seen the markets do over a long period of time, and I don't know, it's just very specific. Nobody taught me to read chart work like this. There's just a few confluences that we use from other people's perspectives, but the way we internally look at price and positions is kind of unique. So whenever I speak of these moves, I try and interpret it in terms of like market participants and not just solely like some kind of a generic entry. How you think? Oh, we got that. In Islam, it's the same day. Oh, is it? Wow, that's pretty fast. The same day? Holy. It's kind of nice. I like that culture more, because it's like it's you finding the closure a lot faster. You know, that's actually kind of how I am as well. With death usually I like to find the closure a bit faster. Maybe that's what makes me a good trader, because when I take a loss, I find the closure a lot faster. Some people, man, they're gonna moan that loss in the trading. They're gonna think about that loss. They're gonna keep it in the heart, that loss, until like, you know, a few days pass by, a little over trading, and then they're gonna let go. In trading, take a loss. Just you know, just accept it and move over. Accept it for what it is. Because there's no past. If you want to get philosophical about life, there's no past and there's no future. It doesn't exist. Even the idea of I'll see you tomorrow, you're just meaning that I will see you. You know, you'll just see them. You will see them. Tomorrow doesn't exist. The past does not exist. So you must just find a way to remain stoic daily on the market. As you're coming towards the close of this week, look at your emotional progress on the charts. How has it looked like this week? You know what would be awesome? It would be awesome if somebody invent like some kind of an app that help traders see their emotional progress throughout the week. You know, I saw this one live streamer that he has a heartbeat monitor on the screen, so you can see his heartbeat when he's trading. So if he's gonna lie to you, the heartbeat's gonna go up. Or if he's really scared, the heartbeat's gonna go up. But it would be cool if there was like an app, right? Which can kind of show you your psychological progress. Data is everything in this game. Because for me, man, I can tell you, I used to freaking shake. My hands used to shake. I used to get sweaty palms. Not a lot of people experience that. I guess I hadn't met somebody else, but yeah, that was me. Super nervous, a lot of anxiety. But now it's like nothing, you know. It's like tying a shoelace now. But in the beginning, ooh, trading is a real mentally pushing thing that you gotta do. And everybody's risk, you see, everybody's risk gonna be a bit different. So for me, I was so risk averse as a trader. Naturally, I'm so risk averse that even though I was gonna be risking like $10 a trade, and my hands used to shake, I used to get sweaty palms. So risk averse. And I can't even stress how important it is to be risk averse, especially when you're new to trading. That's actually the thing that makes you survive the learning curve. So that was my edge from my personal trait. Other people are like too super aggressive, super confident, and that also comes to bite them. So the idea is, you know, just gonna take it step by step. I think it took me, I can't fully remember, but maybe a couple months for that to stop. Hey, good morning, Kraken. Guten Morgen. I'd rather have a couple of chickens in a coop, never-ending eggs. I'd rather buy a giraffe. What are you guys on about? Have you seen how giraffes sleep? Giraffes sleep standing, and they can't find like any shelter. So when also they can't find shelter, so when there's a storm happening, just see a video of giraffes, how they just stand in the storm. Haven't you all ever wondered how a giraffe sleeps? Think about it. That thing's pretty big. That thing is pretty big. How would a giraffe sleep? This long neck. Or you think about like how a really muscular guy sleeps. If you sleep on your side, and you got massive shoulders, then you sleep and your head would just be hanging off like this if you're a really big dude. See, the reactions is a good idea, but to save your channel, I would vet them. It would be easy for a lemming to put a video in there that you can't show. Oh, no, yeah, I think I'll just go through it quickly. But if it's on a YouTube video, then it should be fine. If it's going to be already on YouTube. So should we create it? Let's call it reactions. Reaction videos. I think I'm gonna bring this one up. Maybe right underneath. Right underneath the live stream notification. See, verified, allow messages. All right, chat. So we got reaction videos. So when we're off stream, you can send the videos that we're gonna react to, and preferably like around trading theme, something as close to trading as possible. Ooh, Lee. That was a strong break. Oh, wow. That was a nice strong break. It's moving today? Yes. Yeah, it's moving today. It's getting some setups within this range. It's like 141 pips. Yeah, it's really moving. Oh, still distributing. Oh, Lee. This thing is really freaking moving over here. Let's go, Goldie. How much did that break here? From here, it's about like 50 pips. Not to be a jerk, but I've seen giraffes laying down and sleeping in the zoo. You're not a jerk, man. You're just stating facts. I want to see how it's going to come down towards like 50.82. Liquidity grab from where though? Liquidity grab from where? This is a fat rejection though. It would have been a much obvious liquidity grab if it took out the highs as well. But it came like really close, didn't take out the highs. And it's like started dipping down again. Yeah, this is nice. It's pulling down. Definitely seeing a few of these trades playing out here and in the range. See, it didn't break the higher time frame consolidation over here. That last one up there. Yeah, like here, and we're still waiting on this. We're still waiting on that larger one. That larger one as well. See if this is that distribution that actually kicks it off. Start to break below the lows right there. There's a gulag little distribution. Rather nice. Very nice. Beautiful. It's not been giving much of a hard time, has it? Especially like here, just broken went, broken went, broken went. These are like a lot more obvious. So these bigger ones on the outer edges, those are a lot more obvious. OC probably gonna break as well pretty decently. Let's see how it comes down to it. 5 minutes a bit extended. Got 2 minutes to close. 15-minute closing. You see how it moves? It's so different, right? It's so different, the tempo of how it moves, correct, chat? Like if you ever noticed that. Y'all ever noticed that before? Like with the TFX confluences. The tempo is so different. The tempo is always different from setup to break and to one that's actually distributing and pushing. There's a slight difference. Holy Freaky Friday! We got Freaky Friday over here. Man. There we go. Holy.
Why are you running? Why are you running?
That's breaking. It's breaking 50.83. How much a break there? How much a break there? 32 pips. Told you, chat. Holy. See, they're all playing out, man. Freaky Friday looking good. Freaky Friday looking good. It's been opening up. Clear skies. I wonder how long this win streak is going to last for, though. You see, the thing about trading is don't get too caught up in just like one or two trades. Like, it's gonna if you see it playing out, it should continue to play out. Even if you're not on the chart during that time, and let's say I want to take my next trade on a Monday, it should continue to follow through because that's a market condition. A lot of people think it's like if they don't trade here that they're gonna miss out on something. You don't really miss out on anything. As I said, like each strat's gonna have a different cluster of winning and losing trades, right? So just trust that yours is coming into like either a good cluster or like you just gotta get through the losing clusters. But you don't have to feel like you're missing out, right? Don't feel like you're missing out, man. Like that's where you go wrong. When you think there's not an abundance of moves in the market. There's an abundance of moves. That's why you can sit here, paper trade calmly and not feel or not skip a heartbeat that we're missing any of these. Because, you know, we'll just catch them when we want to catch them. It's not a big deal. See, they're all playing out over here. Very nice. What's up, Prince? Diddy would be proud. That was a strong dump. That was a strong dump. And it all came in like from here. That's why we like, look at these like easier runners to hold. No pullbacks, just prices kept moving down. They like broke the lows by 50.90 and just completely bled. Beautiful, beautiful. US 100 is buy resistance, right? The last time we saw US 100 was there. This little breakout situation here after the fakie of the lows. Because I came back, retest accumulation, and then continue to move up. Got some orders in. Any scaling opportunities, minor scaling opportunity over here. As well on the break of the highs. Boom, boom, and then it moved up. That's NQ. You can see that setup right there. But Goldie is what I really got my eye on for Freaky Friday. That's why I'm saying, like, chat, watch out for the sells today. Watch out for the sells today. If it keeps pushing, that is, you know, if we can get through this level, watch out for the sells. See, it already like paid out even the secondary break over there. Pretty decent amount of pips, like 30. I will wait and see what the intention here is, to close, to keep pushing down, or to pull up and reject and create a fat rejection wick over here. You're gonna see a candle, maybe like continue to go down, or fat rejection wick, maybe tries to break above the highs. See what the market is trying to do. Because if it really wants to break above that high, the market would already know this, right? So it will already preempt such things to grab liquid orders so it can go up and break the high. It's, you know, like there's two ways of looking at markets. There's the one way that market participants are obviously moving, and then there's a way that markets are neutral and they just move. The market moves like it would move however it wants to move. You know, so if it was truly wanting to break up here, it would just do like a liquidity grab, try to get more orders to actually make that happen. That's why I'm not really a fan of those liquidity grab book maps and all of those things, because I feel like after a while as a retail trader, when you see markets behave in a certain way for so long, you start to realize there's almost an autonomy to the way the market behaves. So there's no point seeing like a big bubble in the screen and telling you Warren Buffett is in. Like sometimes the market will just do what it wants. Like it's the exact same case with Michael Burry when he guessed the real estate crisis. He was completely right, but the market did completely opposite. Or like when the tsunami hit in Japan in I think 2011 or something, people thought the yen was gonna go down. It went up. That's why I don't focus on those deep charts and everything. You know, because there's an autonomy to markets anyway at the end of the day. You're not going to be able to predict it like that. They get like a volume profile here. It looks cool. I used to follow a mentor who used to do the volume profile thing and the point of control thing. And I really thought he was cool. And I thought he was a cool guy as well, you know. Like, but I've been through these mentors before. And usually at the end, I found out that those tools, they didn't really help. So you got to start focusing on PA. Price action. If you notice, like different mentors, they're gonna have like a different flavor, right? They're all gonna have like a different flavor. So you gotta see what's the unnecessary jargon to what can be a bit more concrete, because that's what we want, right? In trading, we want concrete. We don't want something that just looks cool. You know, it gotta look cool losing money, but we want something a bit more concrete. That's the whole reason we don't use volume profiles. We need something solid, something strong. I wouldn't take that first break. I think on the top 15 looking nice. Yeah, look at the 15 looking like that liquidity grab here in the last 1 minute 15 seconds. Still kind of respecting that support. That's why I mean, like, it might still be wanting to break above the high. We just have to see. This is quite an important zone overall. If the candle started to close below it, because right now it's definitely like moving, but it's moving within this 175 pip range, and we got that liquidity grab looking like candle here below support. They're pulling back into the range, so that's what they're playing off of. You know, it's like you got some buys. Even if you think about it, the buys are coming from the lows. The sells are coming from the highs after tapping the top of the range. You got some sells over here as well. Then this was the attempt at the breakout. Like a quick little breaky. A quick, how many pips? That was pretty nice. Like just a quick, what, 30? 36? Something like this. That's setting up again back into the range. Maybe it's gonna set up. What I'm anticipating is it's gonna set it up for a move again to the upside. Yeah, but so far, no shock in the water. So far, it's been behaving quite nicely. So yeah, guys, watch out for TFX confirmations. I will see you next week. Next week in the mentorship, we'll be doing simulation on Sunday on runners, how to hold runners. So see you on Sunday in the private. But take care, everybody. Have a great weekend. Adios.